We are in the magnificent city of Strasbourg. Such an interesting city. It straddles both Germany and France and sometimes gets a little bit confused about what it is. Or perhaps it's just been smart enough to embrace the best of both worlds.
So come along and we'll show you Strasbourg.
Yeah, let's get started. The bells are chiming, Notre Dame. It's just behind us. We'll get there soon.
We're Mark and Kelly, full-time travellers, proving adventure has no age limit. Travel in comfort without overspending and discover unforgettable experiences with us. Welcome to Grown Up Gap Years.
Can you hear those bells? They're coming from Notre Dame. So we've decided to demonstrate to you the duality of Strasbourg in some typical little sweets. So Mark has got, we don't know what this is called, but see how it's shaped like a pretzel? But it seems to be more like a donut-y texture. I don't know whether it's French or German, but the pretzel shape is definitely German. There are loads of pretzels in the shops here. What is it?
Tastes like a donut. Good bite.
Very much like a donut.
A bit of sugar on it. Quite doughy inside.
And I'll get Mark to put his pretzel donut chomping aside, licking his fingers. He's going to hold the camera. And I'm going to show you what I got. And this is so typically French. It is. Whoa! It's coming. This is a cafe eclair. So it's typical eclair, and it's got the coffee icing on top and filled with a coffee cream.
Listen to those bells.
I mean, is this just not the quintessential French experience? I'm sitting here eating an eclair, listening to these amazing church bells. Right? Good?
Even better with a cup of coffee.
Oh, it would be. There's not much open here today, so we were lucky to find a boulangerie where we could buy these. Anyway, we're going to sit back, eat our eclair and our pretzel donut, and bask in these beautiful bells. Oh my goodness, can you believe the absolute crush of people waiting to get into the Notre Dame? We were going to take you there for a look. Clearly this is not the right day to do that. We're going to have to come back another time to see it. Wow, but those bells! So this is Petite France. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's like a little fairy tale setting smack in the middle of Salzburg, which is pretty impressive itself. So around us are canals and covered bridges and cute cafes, and I believe they hold a really impressive Christmas market here. So Strasbourg, did you know this, is the Christmas capital of Europe?
No, I did not.
So I guess if it's the Christmas capital of Europe, it's therefore the Christmas capital of the world. Yes, so anyway, some beautiful Christmas markets are set up all over the place, particularly in this area. It's absolutely charming. It's worth just a walk around, see the boats travel up the canals, covered bridges, they're just gorgeous. So we'll give you a little look around, beautiful little Petite France.
What about the bridge that opens up?
Yeah, I know. We got a picture of that yesterday, and it was really impressive to see. So we're actually going to walk across this bridge and show you the bridge, and then we'll put how it opens up and lets the boats through. It's very cool. Okay, behind us is the Pont Caveur, or Caveur. I'm trying to speak French. Anyway, basically it's the covered bridges, so you can see that the archways, and then there's buildings on the top of it. Oh, and people walking along the top. I didn't notice that before. Do you want to go walk along the top of the bridge?
Yeah, that's still a climb.
No, probably not. It's not that high. Anyway, the boats go underneath them, the smaller boats. The bigger ones come down the canal with the lifting bridge, I think. And there's also a lock in there as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen to me talking boats. I know nothing about boats or waterways.
There are a number of locks along here. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're covered bridges.
Now this is real French-German fusion. You've got your baguette. Inside, you have a sausage and fromage. So this is called sausage fromage. How good's that? Yum. And also with the beer. Oh, cheers.
Okay, we're in the Cathedral Square. It's very, very popular, but not as rammed as it was when we were here on Sunday. I keep talking about how this is just such a blend of French and German. And look, nowhere is that more obvious. You've got this building over here, this one here, and then you've got this one here. And that's just an example of the buildings that are scattered all through this city. These German ones are not very straight, are they? I think it must be the nature of the timber or the way it's moved, but it's extremely charming and such a feature of Strasbourg.
So this is line up here behind me for the astronomical clock of Notre Dame. Holy moly, look at all the people here. I don't think we're going to join this line. You have to pay to go in and it goes off at 12 o'clock.
This is a Picot, P-I-C-O-T, and I believe it's a beer with a shot of liqueur in it. Oh, this could be my new drink. This is. Oh, it's delicious. It's got, I think it's like a Gare, you know, the drink that's got blackberry liqueur in it. And then you top it up with wine. One of my favourite drinks. It's very French. I think this is like a blackcurrant juice topped up with beer. Anyway, it takes the edge off the beer and, oh, hello, I love you. Oh, Mark, you've got to try some.
Picon beer. All right, give me a go. Oh, sort of doesn't really taste like beer, does it? Tastes like a refreshing summer drink.
Yes.
Yeah, fill it up with ice.
I don't know about ice.
I would.
We should take this back to Australia.
Oh, this is really nice. Oh, I better give it back before I drink it all.
All right. This is one of the famous dishes of Strasbourg. It's called a flambe. It's almost like, you know, when you make those diet pizzas and you put them on flatbread. Look how thin the base is. I had something similar in Germany, and I think it was called a Flammkuchen. It's very similar to this. This is a bit crispy around the edges, and it's all bubbly and cheesy and bacony on top. There's onion in there, so it's like a pizza, really super duper thin dough, and it's got like a creamy base, onions, ham, and Emmental cheese on top, and it is delicious. So it's cut up into all of these little squares. We've just chosen to get one to share between us. Delicious.
Well, this is the last of it. I'll tell you what, it's not bad, is it? It's like, it's a great little beer snack, I reckon. You know, a couple of beers.
Okay, so back at the cathedral, and there's another line. It's even longer than the line for the astronomical clock. I'm not real sure that I'm committed enough to go into this.
No, well, yeah, seems pretty long, doesn't it?
Oh, I know. You're going to say we're bad tourists, and we are bad tourists, but oh my goodness. Okay, so we joined the line, and it actually wasn't that bad. So we've come into Notre Dame, and we're going to give you a look around. There are lots of people in here. It's a beautiful, it's almost like a mini version of the Paris Notre Dame. Yeah, so I'll give you a look around and show you around this beautiful place. So that was the cathedral. It was nowhere near as difficult as we thought it would be to get inside. It's busy inside, but that's to be expected.
That line moved very quickly.
It did move.
All they were doing was just checking your bag as you go in, so
Yeah.
it moved very quick. So I think we're lined up for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, so me and my carry-on about lines, seriously. Anyway, that was free, interesting, not the most beautiful cathedral I've ever been in. However, did you know that this, for 200 years, was the tallest building in the world?
No, I did not.
Yeah, well, now you know. So, beautiful and tall. So, I would come and have a look if I were here. I don't know what the astronomical clock would be like. Hey, we forgot to look.
We did too.
We forgot to look at the astronomical clock. We are literally the worst tourist guides in the entire world.
So make sure you look at the astronomical clock when you go in there.
Yeah, people line up for hours to go and see it, and we just like walked on by.
But we did have a good look around.
Yeah, well, not really.
Not good enough.
Let's talk about some things you'll need to know when you come to Strasbourg. Okay, this place, as I've said before, is a real mix of French and German. It's in the Alsace region, and German influence has been huge in history. I actually ordered a meal the other day using terrible French with, my woos and
I thought you spoke fluent.
Well, I think I can, but I can't. Anyway, I did my oui and s'il vous plaît, and then the person thanked me with a danke, and I thought I was back in Germany. So there is a bit of a mix of language used here. The restaurants are reasonable.
They are reasonably priced, aren't they? Mm-hmm. But we had a nice lunch today. I think we had 4 beers and a meal came to €28, which is pretty good.
Really? Was that only €28?
And 2 of those beers were large ones. So
Yeah. So I would think, and we're smack in the middle of tourism land here. The other thing you need to be aware of is bikes. Now, you're in a pedestrian area, you're walking around being a pedestrian, and you'll get taken out by a bike. So just be aware that bikes are everywhere, and they are...
They're not aggressive. They're
not aggressive, but they ride with purpose. They do ride with purpose. So just because you're in a pedestrian area, still be aware of bikes. The other thing is walking tours. There are so many walking tours.
As you get everywhere, but yeah.
No, in here there's like so many, even more.
Actually, you're right, yeah.
Yeah, that's the most walking tours I've ever seen. So there are a gazillion walking tours if you want to get one. The other thing is that there are things like Segway tours. You can get on the boat tours, and you can do the little tiny train tour as well. So
if you want to go on a boat tour too, give yourself a bit of time because they are busy.
Oh, they were absolutely chockers. So that is one way to see the city and find out what's going on. Other things you need to know are this area from the cathedral to the square to Petite France is very walkable. Very, very walkable. Yep. Lovely walk, not too strenuous. So make sure you walk around the area. We've been getting around by public transport, so we'll show you how that works. Trams are great here.
It's a great public transport system here.
Yeah, it really is.
Even to the train station. The train station is amazing.
One thing I would think, we've had a week here. We haven't had great weather, and Easter's really been quite difficult because lots of places are closed for at least 3.5 days over Easter, a little bit like they are in Australia, but apparently not like the rest of France. It's just because this region's proximity to Germany. Germany also adheres to the Good Friday, Easter Monday, Easter Sunday holiday. So it was a little bit difficult having to organise food and things like that. Honestly, if I was staying here again, and I would come here again, I thought it was great, I would stay closer to the city. Our Airbnb was not particularly close, and I would probably give it 4 days.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'd come for Easter. I think I'd go elsewhere in France where more things were open. Even though it is easy to get around this area, transport costs on the trains are a little bit up there. So the earlier you book, the better off you are. We were going to go to Colmar, which is an absolutely beautiful fairy tale town quite close to here. For an hour ride on the train, I think we were roughly 80 Australian dollars for a return trip, and that's just not something that we're prepared to do right now. So if you're coming and it's a one-off, I really think you should go, but we always say we've got plenty of time, we can come back if we need to, and we will. We are outside the Gare de Strasbourg, the main train station here in Strasbourg. It's one of the busiest train stations in France. It's got 32 platforms.
Wow.
In about 2007, I believe they covered the beautiful building that was the train station with this glass structure, and it's been quite controversial. Some people love it, some people hate it. We only know it as it is, so it's rather impressive.
Yeah, like the rest of the city is pretty old and it's got a glass structure, so that's probably what they're on about.
Oh, I'm sure that's what they're on about. It does create a bit of a warmer area inside. I think it gets pretty cold here. So, yeah, when you arrive in Strasbourg, it's most likely you'll arrive here. Underneath here, you can connect to trams that will take you all over the city. You can connect to other trains that will take you into Germany and other places in France. This structure will be one of the main places that you'll have to deal with when you come to Strasbourg. And it's easy to deal with.
Yes.
Yeah, very easy. We're going to get the tram back to our Airbnb, and I'm going to show you how to get a tram ticket online here. We found that the easiest way.
Yeah.
You don't have to confirm them or verify them or anything like that. You do on the bus, but not on the tram. So we only know about tram travel. So all trams will eventually connect to the central station. So if you are trying to get from the station to your accommodation, you can pretty well get a tram there. And if you want to get into the central station to leave Strasbourg or go on a day trip, easy to do. Okay, so I use the CTS app and I'll show you what it looks like. So this is the CTS app. We just signed up for it. So what you do, you'll see that the grey bit there says immediate departure, no ticket selected. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click on single ticket and I'm going to pay, and it tells me that this ticket is literally only valid for 1 hour. So once you buy it, so many naughty dogs in Strasbourg, so many naughty dogs. So you will continue, agree to terms and conditions, and then click Apple Pay. Got 59 minutes and 54 seconds to get my tram, and that's my barcode. So if you show that, you'll be fine. We haven't been checked yet for our ticket, but we have seen plenty of ticket checkers around the place, and there's a big fine involved. So even though at €90, it's a fairly expensive tram trip for us, and we've actually started riding an extra stop just to get some value out of it. But as we said, we didn't feel comfortable walking from our accommodation. It wasn't particularly safe. this is the safest way for us to do it, but we can have unlimited tram travel for €1.90 for the next hour. But we'll probably ride 4 stops to get back to our accommodation. So that's us done from Strasbourg. Au revoir.
Oh, wow. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, we hope you've enjoyed Strasbourg. It has been such a wonderful place to visit. It's a unique mix of French and German. This Alsace region is something else. It really is something straight out of a fairy tale.